Alright, also look, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the super stellar news dropped about 2 days ago from Dana White with the co-main event of UFC 303 McGregor V Chandler Card going to Ian Garry versus Michael Venom Page, which in turn kind of means that Colby Covington is a shameless waste man that sold everybody wolf tickets in the thoughts that he was ready for a fight with the soy boy of the UFC. And with that being said, does that mean that Colby Covington's career is now over? And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. Well, it looks like we have another situation on our hands with Colby Chaos Covington, or in this case, Colby Duck Covington, who has been actively avoiding Ian Garry at maximum efficiency, and it simply makes zero sense. This was supposed to be an exciting fight from the bottom to the top and the top to the bottom with a compelling storyline. Colby Covington, a UFC veteran who has still been chasing his past glory days, has been talking so much trash about Ian Garry on social media. He claimed that Ian Garry was too scared to sign the contract and make this fight happen. Now, instead of Colby Covington, Ian Garry is now booked to fight Michael Venom Page for UFC 303 under the McGregor v Chandler card. Why couldn't Colby Covington face Ian Garry? They had beef. Not only did they have beef, they had a compelling storyline, and most importantly, they both had strong personalities that would have won the fans over 1,000 freaking %. It would have been fireworks from start to finish, but now Ian Garry versus Michael Venom Page has been announced for UFC 303, and this matchup promises to be a great stylistic clash, and at least MVP isn't scared to fight Ian Garry like Colby Covington seems to be. And kind of looking at it at an entertaining standpoint, looking at their fight styles, this matchup between Ian Garry and MVP is chopping up to be a bit more interesting, with both Ian Garry and MVP being elite level strikers in the UFC, but MVP's striking style is notably unorthodox, somewhat similar to Yuri Prohaska's, although a bit less extreme and autistic. It'll definitely be a fascinating sight to see how Ian Garry deals with it, honestly. MVP not only has an unconventional striking style, but also packs serious knockout power. And it's a super well-known fact that Ian Garry doesn't possess the same amount of KO ability than Michael Venom Page when he's unable to finish a one-leg Neil Magny and an inattentive Jeff Neal, where all Ian Garry did was run, strike from range, and throw the occasional knee here and there. Nonetheless, he is still a super precise striker. And if I were to make a prediction right here and right now, I'd likely go with Michael Venom Page. There's just something about this guy that I just find impressive. From the few Bellator fights I've watched, he's been dominating his competition left, right, and center. I used to wonder if he could do the same to UFC caliber opponents, and then he came in and fought Kevin Holland for his UFC debut. A tough fight for anybody, and despite the challenges, MVP went out there and absolutely styled on Kevin Holland, dominating him from start to finish and making the fight almost look unfair. And this fight between Ian Garry and Michael Venom Page will be a true test of Ian Garry's skill against a highly unconventional and powerful striker. Michael Venom Page's ability to mix up his striking and keep his opponents guessing will be a significant challenge for Ian Garry, who has relied on his precision and technical striking in order to win his previous fights. Ian Garry's performance in his fights will show if he can adapt to such a unique fighting style and handle the power of Michael Venom Page, the power that he brings to the octagon. Meanwhile, for Michael Venom Page, this fight is an opportunity to prove that his success in Bellator wasn't a fluke whatsoever, and that he can compete and excel at the highest level in the UFC. In conclusion, while it's disappointing that we won't see the anticipated clash between Ian Garry versus Colby Duck Covington, the Ian Garry versus MVP fight promises to be an exciting and entertaining matchup, and will be interesting to see how it all unfolds at UFC 303. But let me know in the comment section below, what are y'all's thoughts on the newly announced matchup of Ian Garry versus Michael Venom Page on the UFC 303 V card. And also, let me in on y'all's thoughts on the Duck of the UFC, Colby Covington. Where do y'all think his career goes from here? And me personally, the only way for him to redeem himself is if he fights a motherfucker like either Shavkat or Jack Della Maddalena. Other than that, Colby, don't bother. But that about wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.